The concept of wise mind is the idea that people are inherently capable of finding their own inner wisdom and their own inherent truth. The ability to trust oneself, to know one's experience, to move forth in the universe with confidence is all based on this idea of finding one's own sense of inner wisdom, given both the realities of the world and the crazy emotions that everyone sometimes experiences. If you have the DBT skills training handouts and worksheets book by Marsha Linehan, you can see a model of the concepts of wise mind in the form of a Venn diagram on page 50. Two overlapping circles illustrate the concept of finding wise mind. The first circle, however, is emotion mind, and when you're in emotion mind, your actions are often controlled by emotional impulses. Emotions sometimes completely take over or are in complete control. The other extreme of this is rational mind, cool mind, or reasonable mind, in which you are sort of in robot mode or you're very controlled by logic, and emotions don't really exist. So if you live your life without emotion in a sort of flat, dead universe, there's not a lot of life energy. On the other hand, if you live your life in emotion land, sometimes your emotions are hot, reactive, and out of control and can get you into some pretty big trouble. So the idea of wise mind is that you both incorporate, understand, give space for, make meaning of, observe, and have emotions, and you both live your life. Also, you live your life in reality or based in reality. Finding wisdom incorporates aspects of both emotion mind and rational mind, the inner truth. I'm going to read a little bit from Marsha Linehan's old skills training manual, which was published in 1993, because I think she has some really useful ways of understanding and talking about wise mind. So she says, wise mind is the integration of emotion mind and reasonable mind. You cannot overcome emotion with reason, and you cannot create emotions with reasonableness. You must go within and integrate the two. Wise mind is the part of each person that can know and experience truth. It is where the person knows something to be true or valid. It is almost always quiet. It has a certain peace. It is where the person knows something in a centered way. Wisdom, wise mind, or wise knowing depends upon the integration of all ways of knowing something, knowing by observing, knowing by analyzing logically, knowing by what we experience in our bodies, both kinetic and sensory, knowing by what we do, and knowing by intuition. Wise mind is similar to intuition, or perhaps intuition is similar to wise mind. It is knowing that is more than reasoning and more than what is observed directly. It is qualities of direct experience, immediate knowing, understanding the meaning, significance, or truth of an event without having to analyze it intellectually. Or, the quote that she used here is feelings of a deepening coherence. Wise mind may be the calm that follows the storm, an experience immediately following a crisis of enormous chaos, maybe really intense or crazy emotions. It is suddenly getting to the heart of a matter, seeing or knowing something directly and clearly. It is grasping the whole picture when before only parts were understood. It is feeling the right choice in a dilemma when the feeling comes from deep within rather than a current emotional state. So wise mind might be really difficult for you to find, but I think it's important, and I like to underline the significance that people have the capacity to find it with some guidance. Sometimes wise mind feels like emotion mind, and it's hard to tell the difference. When you get really better at or really good at identifying and observing emotions, and you start to recognize your own patterns, sometimes you can identify when your emotion is kind of taking off with you and you're catastrophizing about something that's not really likely to happen. And when you come back into a more calmer, connected part of yourself that has more certainty, more confidence, and more wisdom. So hopefully you'll have some time to look over the concepts, to think about how these show up in your life, and to consider, where do you find or know your inside truth, where you can really trust yourself to know what's accurate, valid, understandable, and what has merit for you. So thank you for listening, and I hope to continue with you on your journey in learning about DBT skills.